Hey, it says good now. Just keep saying progressively better things, maybe.
Yeah. Oh God, are we live? And we're live. They're screaming outside our door.
Seems to be a theme.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Can you see us? I need to check and see if they can see us.
If you can see us.
Yeah.
We're not sure if you can or not.
Sorry for the delay, everybody. We had, well, a bunch of things happen, as are wont to do at conventions. So, let's see. My whole phone is locked up. All right, I'll take the risk and use it on the internet itself. Or on the computer. Yeah, so we just came back from the Masquerade, and ACME had performed there as their halftime show, but they had started late, so we got out late. And then at the same time, the hotel caught on fire. And when I got back here, the internet was way slower than when I tried earlier. So I'm making do at the moment. So sorry about that delay. And
dumpster fire and bigger scale.
Yeah, it's technically completely out of my control. Oh, that looks okay. Yeah. I think. Delay.
It's pretty decent.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. You guys can see us. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to VKH Live. I am your host, as always, Jeff, and with me, making a return for her second con.
You can't get away from me.
Yeah, it's Delta Spell. So we have a lot to go through, I suppose. But we're here to talk to you about ACME. To the right of us, you will see some of the photos we took at last night's concert. Where should we start? We can start with last night's concert, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
In chronological order.
Yeah, so I guess, I have my notes here.
He has many notes.
Yeah. Delta got to see my,
It's...
my many, many notes that I take during the live show. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Just scroll. I wanna remember every detail and stuff
Probably
like that.
Wise.
Yeah, you know. What you just think anyone can write the live reports I do? Come on, it's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of looking down, typing, looking up, taking it in, that kind of thing. So. What was your reaction as someone who was here? I'll start first. To the concert last night. Blown away?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were really, really impressive. As you can see from the photos, those photos are gorgeous, as Lauren. Thank you. I took them, but Winona edited them because I took them on an iPhone.
They're really nice.
Yeah, so these are some that we took initially. I took initially, and then eventually I left the photo pit, and we're gonna have others like way more high quality in the live report itself, and the live report and the interview with ACME. They'll come out in the very near future this week. Definitely should be this week. Better be this week. Moving next week. But yeah, they really blew me away in terms of what they just like, how skilled they are, I guess as musicians, but also the live energy was off the charts. The stage presence was fantastic. They had a middle stage jutting out,
a catwalk kind of thing.
Yeah, a catwalk. And the catwalk, and they all made use of it. Even the drummer and
even Hal was out there.
Yeah, so that's that photo right there, or right there. So took a couple tries there. She's out on the catwalk. And yeah, it was just, I'm trying to think of the, like, I was just really impressed. It does not feel like a new band. It really hits you. I've said this on the stream a couple times that ACME, like everybody in ACME is like very experienced musicians from past bands, but it's ACME itself is, what, a year and a half old. So you still kind of get in that mindset of, oh, it's a new band. And, they have like just enough songs basically to make a full live show set list, which they played last night. But man, like the experience came out like big time. Like Chisa was hitting all of like the high notes, the vocal notes, and the screaming. Shogo, the guitarist, was he was shredding and just doing badass stuff. He's like the more chill one, I would say, on stage. And then Hal was fantastic on drums. I'm gonna say the surprise of the weekend for me. Partly because I didn't know so much about him, and then I found out a lot, about him, especially live, was the bassist, Rikito.
He's really good.
He's hyper talented. And actually, I did find out why we've never heard, haven't had any information about him being in past bands, and that's going to be in the interview. I don't want to give it away before we get the interview, all set up and done, but
I'm like reading the chat.
Oh, Winona
said hi to me.
Delta.
What up, fam?
Hey, what's up, Winona? Winona's entered the chat. Co-owners entered the chat.
I'm wearing your designs, fam.
Yeah. Oh man. Any footage of them playing? I would say there's probably a ton on social media. Because they let everyone take photos and film.
Yeah, like I have some stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mostly tried to just get like a couple good shots because, I was up close at the beginning. Make me famous. But I have a good shot. I have a good video of this was the nature of the performance, and also the fundamental nature of ACME as well is this show included furious amounts of Furutsuki, and also a wall of death and a mosh pit multiple times. Okay, that is
circle pit.
Yeah, circle pit. There was so much going on throughout the. So I got clips of clips of the fans doing the Furutsuki, and I filmed a mosh pit, or I filmed the wall of death happening, I think, and or right after it collided. Someone knocked my phone out of my hand. Actually, I had to edit that part. I had to edit that part out of my video.
Leave that in. That's more authentic.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
Yeah. So okay, I gotta pull up my notes so I can. Do you want to say hi as well?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So Lady Bandicoot's also here.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
She was also there as well. How'd you like the show?
It was amazing, as I expected. Nothing less. But I really enjoy watching them live. Like, I have the DVD and stuff, and it's so good. I was so excited.
Yeah. I'll say one thing I made a note of that's gonna, I literally wrote this down because it was just so noticeable. Is by the end of the concert, I was I had migrated to the back of the crowd, just doing my press boy thing, just going everywhere, just going everywhere. And I noticed even like by the end of it, by the back half, like first of all, there was a lot of people there, but oh man, that must be the rave, right?
They're probably celebrating the elevator coming back on.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. That's even worse than Atlanta, bro.
Did I mention the hotel caught on fire? I had to run up 12 flights of stairs to get here. Oh man. Winona says never before has a VK band had a wall of death at a con. LOL.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I was. Can you go close it real quick? Yeah, thanks. Jeez, man. Yeah, it was very intense. Guys. I'm yelling at the crowd that's screaming like it's going to help.
That's what's happening. They're excited because the elevator's back on now. And
Yeah.
There's like 10,000 people out on the balcony.
Seen people getting sucked in by the booth during the day. There was like a few hundred people there.
I'd say
At
so,
least.
yeah.
Yeah. And then, so by the end of it, even the people like in the back that you could tell were just casually there, like they were hooked. Like they were either like jumping up and down full on, or headbanging, or grooving, or like, you know, if they just came because they heard there was like a rock band there, they were just like looking at it like, okay, this is impressive. Like this is pretty cool.
Also very loud. I was deaf for the entire day. I literally just got my hearing back, and then we went to see them just now, and it's not as bad gone, but it's still gone.
Loudest con band I've ever heard, I think. But yeah, Riquito, man, like seeing him play live and realizing exactly what he's contributing on bass to their songs kind of blew my mind, because he's playing, first of all, the dude can shred and like pluck shred on a bass like crazy. He can play slap bass, he can do all this stuff, but then he also has all these crazy different types of distortion to where he will be since there's only one guitarist, I'm pretty sure he is the backing power rhythm guitarist, like, and he's just on I guess it's the smaller strings, like furthest away from the guitarist or the bassist, and he's just, whatever he's doing with the bass, I need to like figure that out so I can properly like understand what's going on, because it's brilliant. Like
it is pretty wild.
Yeah.
We were on his side of the stage last night too, so we got like front row vision of that, and it was really cool.
Yeah, and he's like dancing, like doing the bassist two-step you see a lot of Japanese bassists doing, but then he will like twirl in circles like repeatedly, and like they were all very animated, really animated. I liked Chisa's jump punches that he would do occasionally, like just straight up. He's just short enough, but he's full of energy that
he's so small.
He has a good 2 foot, like what, like a foot and a half, 2 foot like ups or whatever. Yeah. That was pretty solid. I think I was pretty happy because my favorite, I'm gonna butcher the name because it's a Japanese name.
Put on your anime voice.
Yeah. My favorite was Barizogon. Yeah, so Barizogon. That's one of my favorite songs, and I was really happy to like see it live. But I was like even happier like how well they did it, like how well they did it justice. Just you know, one of many anthemic banger moments. Yeah, just so many.
Yeah, the transition into that was really nice too, because like they had the instrument they were playing, and like he went off stage for a bit, and then he came back on and started transitioning into that, and it was really like smooth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the transition, it was like hold on, I wrote it down because I was like, yeah, because I was like, oh, I thought that was an instrumental just all on its own, because it came right after their solo, like the instrumentalist solo, like which I think ACME uploaded a live clip of that to their YouTube channel, so they played that live, and that's pretty badass. That's where we got to see some of the slap bass. I'm regretting typing so much because I can't.
Because you can't like look through it really fast.
All right, fine. Here, go slower, motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. So it's like this badass instrumental, and then it, you know, where it's the guitarist and the bassist are just shredding, taking turns shredding. The drummer's going nuts, and then after that, they come back on, or Chisa comes back on, and it's switched to like a reggae groove. Like the show goes like playing like those like slow like yeah exactly.
I love that. That was great.
Yeah, and then he starts he starts getting the crowd to like a call and response thing going like the whoa, but like slower and like slowly building into the final thing. And then he jumped into Barry Sogan, and it was really well done. I thought it was just like its own chill little thing. And then the song started, and he like jumped into it, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. But the reason I bring all that up is it actually reminds me of a band that does that I've seen do that, is very famous for their live performances as well, as Skindred, which is like a reggae rock, reggae metal band. They're in the UK. They kind of have a reputation for being like one of the best live bands in the world. So the fact that that's like the vibes I'm getting from ACME is it's like a really good sign. It's just they just did so many things right. I think the biggest thing I appreciate is the 120% that everybody was giving. Like, especially Chisa, because Chisa went all out, was singing like almost every note, was holding screams way longer than the actual screams on the recording sometimes, and even there were times like towards the end when he would start to run out of gas, and he'd just like power through it and then like find a breath and like keep going. And you could tell they really were excited to be there. You could tell that they left their heart out on the stage on Friday.
I kept seeing like Chisa do like this, like he was like so thankful to be here.
Yeah.
That was great.
Did they use odd time signatures in the instrumental song, or did they stay 4/4 the whole time? From what I remember, I mean, at least the drummer had a few. I don't know if it has anything to do with the time signatures. I haven't like done anything musical since I was 12. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but,
I never have, so I have nothing to say about that.
there was definitely these like interesting irregular drum patterns at one point that he's clearly capable of doing. So, how is the oh, that's your cousin? Oh, cool. How was the audience reception? The audience was I guess I talked about the people in the back, but the main crowd was thoroughly like hyped.
We were going wild up
there. They
there.
were going nuts, and they were having them do like Chisa was having them do like every different audience participation you could possibly think of. Like I brought up the woes or whatever already, but like they would, and like in quick succession in some of these songs, I guess Zeshooka, maybe like Adventure Time, like songs like those, songs like Senko, which they closed the show out with. They would have them like he was just really quickly whipping the crowd into like doing a whole bunch of different actions, one right after the other, right? Like so they were like he was getting you guys to jump.
So we'd be doing this.
Yeah,
we'd be doing this, and yeah.
And then you're like, and then they would just like
jumping,
and then they would have these breakdowns that always come out of nowhere, but somehow still work even live. And they have a cool they have a they're one of the coolest looking bands when they do a breakdown. Like they all know exactly what they're doing. Like the bassist gets down way low, the guitarist starts swinging his axe like it's an axe, like it's a literal axe, and the drummer's going nuts, and Chiso is like taking a bow basically, like straight up, straight to his toes, like crazy stuff. but yeah.
Crowd.
How big was the crowd? Were they all ACME/VK fans? No, they weren't all.
There were some casuals in there.
Yeah.
And there was also a really hardcore fan that came from Japan to see them. And, like, she doesn't speak any English. Like, she was having other people with her to keep things going smoothly.
Yeah, it was quite the show. Did you have a favorite song or moment?
I mean, I'm very partial to Zesho Oka, so
Yeah.
They opened with it, so
Yeah.
I don't know. They opened with it today too, but
Yeah. Rotten Orange was really solid.
and I actually really love Paradox too, so I was glad to hear that.
Oh yeah, Paradox.
Paradox is
Yeah, that's one of my other favorite songs, and that hit so hard live. Like, yeah. I didn't think they could get louder, and then they did that.
yeah.
So
That's probably what made me deaf, to be honest, but it was worth it.
yeah, basically.
Because I was like right in front of the speaker, in the very front. Like they had chairs, and I was in this corner, like in front of the speaker, and just my ears were gone, but it was okay because it was worth it.
Yeah, they're also very funny guys as well.
Oh my God, Hal.
Yeah, the
Hal.
drummer came out and brought his assistant out.
His bitch.
His bitch. Yeah, he brought the band roadie out, and like the music stopped. What was this in the middle of? This was in the middle.
It was in the middle of a song. Yeah,
It was in the middle of Run, which is another
Yeah.
one of my favorite songs. That's like the
That one too.
that's the one I always say reminds me of Streetlight Manifesto, which is a compliment because I don't know any other bands that remind me of Streetlight Manifesto besides Streetlight Manifesto. So, you know, very ska punk kind of sound. And then right before the last chorus, they just all sat down.
They stopped, and the other three sat down, and Hal came out from his drums. And he was like, all right, I'm going to be a salesman now.
Elevator music started playing in the background, and he basically dragged this poor roadie out by his press tag.
He had a wristband around his lanyard, and he was like, here, look. And he was dragging him around like that. Like by his neck.
He was shilling their merch basically.
Yeah.
Like shamelessly shilling their merch. He had the guy wearing a shirt like this shirt, I think, actually.
It was the Zesho Oka shirt.
Oh, the Zesho Oka
Yeah.
shirt? Yeah. And he was like this. Wait, what did he say? I have it written down here. But basically he's like
like, okay, come here, and then he dragged him out on the catwalk. And he was like,
Stripped him.
I think he said bonsai, and then the guy put his arms up and he took his shirt off.
yeah, he ripped his shirt off and then tossed the shirt into the crowd. There's a part right before that where he held up a keychain. He was like, "This is a keychain of nuts.
Yeah.
My nuts are the
It's
same size, and so are
they
his."
put it-
Yeah.
yeah.
Ridiculous. The guy is ridiculous. He gave some funny answers in the interview too. I got a lot of good guys.
very
I'm really hyped about this interview. I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff. I may have to do like a recap stream or something to make sure you guys know that these are out and you see them, because especially you, Winona, you're gonna certain things. It's just like, oh man, if you're like a long time, follower of any of these guys, like, there's one specific thing that's like some savagery that I won't give it away.
spoiling
It's
it.
so good. I can't wait to get this out. Anyways, yeah, it's I can only say the same good thing so many times, but about the more energetic songs, they were really solid. The breakdowns were fantastic. It's really weird because it's like it was so high energy the entire time, but it's like was like just varying levels of high energy, and then it would dip for a second to like something slower or more ska punk or chill or just straight up soft, and then shoot right back up into stuff. If it was a heavier song like Bargus, they really did go full metalcore. Obviously it's a heavy song, but they didn't have a problem with it necessarily. Just to go full heavy. Again, can't understate how impressed I was by Chisa's live vocals.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I never give Jeff credit when he says that he's always right. But last night I was like, all right, you can have $1 for your Jeff is right jar. Because he has said several times, he's like, when they finally come here, they're going to burn it all down. And they kind of did. So there it is.
I don't have a jar. I need to get a literal jar.
You need a jar with a little
Jeff
sign
is
on
always
it.
right.
Jeff
yeah.
is always right.
Yeah.
It can be a prop in your corner of your screen.
Yeah. So I think the big takeaway from, for me at least, from both the live and the interview, but you can obviously see it in the live, is that, ACME is... They are about visually they're about like the pretty look and the like vibrant colors and cool fashion, like almost like a pop star or hip fashion kind of thing, and that's like a key part of their presentation. But at their core, they are absolutely about heavy music, like hardcore music. It's at least it's at their core. So the music is never going to get lighter. I don't think the music is going to get lighter and lighter and lighter, because they really did. I'll spoil this a little bit, but they really did emphasize in the interview that, the hardcore side of things, whether they're doing post-hardcore or metalcore or whatever, like the impression I got from the way they were talking and who they're inspired by and everything like that was that is always going to be there. So like even in something like Zeshooka, which is catchy and fun, it's got that heavy undertone, and then it does have heavier parts and stuff like that. And when you have a bassist like Rikito, who could very easily be playing in like some kind of prog metal band, he had the bass for it, he had the bass skills for it, he had the lights on the bass.
Yeah, he did.
And just doing crazy distortion stuff. And Shogo can absolutely shred. I keep forgetting that with every band he's in, because even with Dive, they weren't super big on guitar solos, but and ACME is a bit more big on guitar solos, so you get to see it more. But in Dive, it was more about, I guess, like the whole presentation of like their sound was very different. I'll just put it that way. I don't feel like explaining it. We're talking about ACME, but now that he's got more of a chance, he absolutely shreds. Hal is I don't know what kind of drumming would you classify Hal as, like, from seeing them live. Like, it's very loud. It's like very kind of loud rock kind of.
He hits them pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a certain kind.
He's heavy-handed.
Like, it doesn't feel like a metal drummer, for example. But it's like really loud, maybe punk rock or something like that. And he's got the attitude for it. And then Chisa, I can't believe how far he's come with his rough vocals. He's had fantastic clean vocals since before ACME, and it was impressive to see those as well. He hit some really powerful, like really strong, pretty high notes, and just like his voice was completely full and held it the entire time, but in terms of the rough vocals, like, he was bellowing, he was deep growling. I was like, if that's where he's gotten in a year and a half, it's so impressive.
He's definitely good at it.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sure some of you guys know, I'm not usually into that kind of stuff, but I like his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they got you.
They did. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's see. Anything else? So there was a ballad section, and that was like they played "Call My Name," which was a soft ballad off of Rotten Orange, and then that followed with. Did I write that down right? No, it's way longer. I abbreviated it.
And just so you know, it's so funny.
And I was really, I thought they did a good job. Call My Name might be their only full on ballad, maybe, unless I'm missing any.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had just enough. I mean, they left out a few songs, but they had just enough songs for a full set, and every song was engaging. Every song was interesting. So that should kind of say something about the kind of music that they're making. But yeah, so that Kimi no Zo, I'm just gonna stop it there. Kimi no Zo song. Call My Name was really pretty. Had lots of piano in it, I think. Yeah. There's a lot of moments of there's a lot of moments in that song, and so also live, of Chisa singing, over nothing but piano, and he just really owns the stage really well in both like a hardcore setting and like a softer setting, and, just really versatile showmanship, I would say. And then Kimi no Zo is very good live as well. There was a lot of hand waving. That was the hand waving song. Like as soon as I was like, oh man, the chorus, it's gonna be like.
They had us going like this.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen already. Yeah, so. They closed with Senko, which now that I've seen that live, that is like one of the best show ending songs I've ever. That might be out there for a band, I think. I didn't think about it.
I didn't really think about it either, but it just kind of, it's the obvious choice now, like, now that I've heard it.
Yeah, and the way they end it and everything, especially because at the end when like he hits that last like high note and then sings Senko, it's perfect to end the show. Like all your energy's getting out. Yeah, that was really impressive. Really, so yeah, really fun. Is there anything else? Did you guys have anything else you wanted?
I think you're hitting everything major.
Yeah, I'm just like,
yeah.
You're all right about it.
If I had something to add, I probably would.
Yeah. I would say, all in all, I keep sinking to deeper and deeper levels of sold on ACME. I guess, like I'm beyond sold, already. But
I didn't deal them out to Jeff, but I've been dealing them out to other people.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Like sold, I've been dealing them out to other people. You get it?
Oh, I get it. He's not always right, but when he's right, it's scary.
No, he's definitely not always right.
Yeah, wow.
I'm not afraid to tell him that, but he did get it right that time.
My goal is to make you so stunned about how right I am when I'm right that you forget the times that I'm not right.
It's probably not going to happen.
That's a hot tip. Yeah. I think that's about it for for now, for like a quick summary of that live. But do you guys want to show off any of the merch you got?
Oh God, I'd have to collect it.
The merch is great. Winona designed some of the merch, by the way. Here. So if anyone,
this T-shirt first.
Yeah.
Shit. Where is it? Here it is.
And then we'll talk about tonight's after.
Yeah, this T-shirt.
Yes.
And then there's this. Yeah, this T-shirt.
Yeah, that's the VIP pass.
God, we're just getting all our stuff out now. I'm gonna be Hal right now. This is a live DVD.
This is a T-shirt.
Okay,
Their official shirt.
Oh,
so.
yes.
Yeah, so for anyone watching this who's at the con, I'll just plug it for my co-owner. Our co-owner of VKH Press, my co-owner and also co-host.
I think she did this one too. It's a keychain.
Yeah, so she designed the keychain and the shirt.
They have a pin of their little logo, which is very cute.
Yeah.
And they had 2 kinds of these, but I only got this one. It's a wristband.
Nice. Yeah, so Winona designed the shirt, or one of the shirts, and the badge, the EMCA badge, and the keychain. So go buy that.
Go buy it.
and then post it on social media and tag her. Yeah. Oh yeah. I couldn't help myself. I ended up with the poster.
Oh, the poster too.
The poster is completely on point. Like there was a sparkly version that I was like, yeah, this is. Can I get it? It's pretty good. It's good enough that, and I got it signed. I'm gonna try and keep it unrolled like all the way home.
Oh yeah, good luck.
I mean, I'm getting rid of.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I've eaten I don't know how many different types of meat on stream too.
No, but like the way that like whole thing happened is so funny.
Yeah, they know I'm not exaggerating. You guys know I'm not exaggerating.
No,
now?
like, he has it.
Oh man. But yeah, we can talk about quick. I want to give like a quick shout out to the staff at AMKE Milwaukee. This is probably the best I've been treated as press personally at a con. So I just wanted to really
valid question.
You
to
can
be honest.
bring food on the plane.
But a cooler meat this big though.
Oh, they stopped me. The TSA stopped me.
Did they?
Yeah, he searched the cooler. He like pulled it out. He looked at it. He looked at me. I just like kept a straight face. Like, well, I mean, I'm taking it on the plane. And he's like, okay, it's not a bomb. Like,
it's just a meat bomb.
yeah, it's a protein bomb.
Protein bomb.
But yeah, so shout out to the AMKE Milwaukee staff because they were very accommodating for press. I've had okay experiences. I've had horrible experiences. This was good. It was like they actually gave a shit. They went out of their way to ask. So the guy that was running that was really good. They were good. The whole, I would say on the staff side, because I pay attention to that at cons sometimes. This convention deserves better people, or more people, like a bigger crowd. At least, the staff does. Like the staff should be working at.
You're saying the staff are pretty quality.
Yeah, they're like the level of quality that you would expect of like a larger convention, but that you often don't get. So just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, I have to throw out some thank yous too to anybody like that may have been here that signed the flag for ACME. Just really thank you.
Yeah.
They really liked it.
Yeah, they really liked it.
They were really happy to have that. So.
Yeah. Speaking of the flag, let's talk about the masquerade.
Okay, but that got me because.
Yeah. So Delta made the flag, made an ACME flag.
Yeah, I designed it and I had it printed by a company on Etsy. So I mean, I did like half of the work.
Yeah, if you want to see it, it's in our Discord, which the link should be in the description.
Yeah, I posted a photo of it. It didn't have any signs. It was like when I first got it at my house, but like there may be, I don't know if they probably took photos of it, so there may be photos posted on social media somewhere.
Yeah, so if you definitely want like a solid shot, it's there. It's in the Discord under the ACME channel, but it'll be all over social media because when they came out dressed in their Zeshooka outfits to kind of fit the costume feel of things.
Well, they had that costume on for the photos today, so they probably just kept it on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Chisa comes out with the flag.
Yeah, and I didn't realize he had it at first, and then when I did, I was like, oh my god.
Twirling it, wrapped himself in it, had it like for Zeshooka, which was your favorite song.
Yeah.
Look what happens, guys, when fans put in 110%. Like, when you go out of your way to support your favorite artist or whatever, Yeah, I was watching that.
I was very pleased by that.
We were in separate locations, but I was watching that. I was like, oh my god, Delta's gonna be dying right now.
And I did.
Yeah. So they were, this performance was a little different. It kind of, so I got to set the stage for you guys for the context of this. So this was them performing at the AMKE Masquerade, and this was a series of it was a cosplay competition. So there was like a series of cosplayers like walking,
if you've
model
been to a
walking.
convention before, just think of like the cosplay contest. Usually they do call it a masquerade, but some cons don't call it a masquerade. So
Yeah, and then there was a bunch of skits that were.
listen, guys, we're not going to talk about the rest of it because I don't want to be like dogging it, but
I was waiting patiently.
it was one of the more awkward ones that I've been to personally. So that's all I'll say about it. I'm not going to go into it, but
it was worth the wait though, because they came in for the halftime show, which was basically to give the judges time to judge the competition. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, they usually what they do is the basic structure of it is they don't always do the walk-ons first. Sometimes they do the skits first, but they do both of those, and then the judges will go somewhere else to deliberate and decide who they want to give the awards to. And then while they're doing that, they usually have an MC that's out entertaining the crowd, but instead of having that, they had ACME instead.
Yeah, exactly. So this one was a bit more, I mean, I was gonna say toned down, but that's kind of, it's toned down relative to ACME, which is turned up relative to most bands. But it's like they went all out 120% on the on last night's show. This show was shorter, and the setup was different. They had to set up the equipment really quickly. The stage was different. It was farther back. It was a seated audience, and it was a shorter set. Like because it was a halftime show,
Yeah.
and. But the way that they handled it in terms of the lighting, and then they were more, I don't want to say restrained. It was like they were more chill and like kind of grooving a bit more, just had a little bit more swag without going wild as much. They would still go wild.
They did still go wild.
But
we couldn't go as wild because we were seated and we weren't sure if we should get up.
Yeah, so it basically, and then the lighting, they made really good use of the lighting. They had awesome lighting like last night too, like great colors and like giant lights moving around. But the lighting even at the fashion show was where I noticed it. Whatever they used tonight combined with their like general persona and everything, I kind of got like the impression that I was in a studio audience for like a Japanese TV show performance, like how you see if you watch
like the late night shows when they bring the bands on and stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, but or like whatever. What's the J Mello, like a J Mello performance, but even more turned down, or like the ones that they pre-record sometimes. That's what it felt like, and that was kind of a cool experience because it's like they just show up and they're playing like pretty heavy songs and everything, but they're also kind of a little bit more professional feeling, I guess. It could also be part of the aesthetic with the costumes that they had because they were wearing the Zeshooka costumes.
Yeah, those costumes are very like crisp.
Yeah, so it was a different kind of vibe, but not that different at the same time. Chisa's like cloak actually he took it off, and underneath it was like this wild like pink and purple pattern suit. I'm not really doing it justice describing it that way.
Yeah, it's I would be curious to see the photos of that.
It almost looked like it wasn't felt. It was
like silky.
It was shiny.
It was silky.
Yeah. It was kind of, I don't know, like it was kind of like my flag. My flag was
because
that
slipped
same
right
kind
off
of
his
material.
back.
Yeah. So then they played. So it was very appropriate because one of the songs that they played, I actually don't know the name off the top of my head. I know it by sound.
They played a couple that I wasn't as familiar with today.
What's the jazz rock one they did?
I don't know the name of it off the top of my head.
Gekiyami Serenade, I believe is what it's called. Yeah.
Ow.
And so you had, so we got Chisa in a suit, in this like suit with like pink and purple traditional Japanese patterns, doing jazz. Yeah.
It's not easy to describe that.
Yeah, but it was cool. We got him in a suit. I just wanted to bring up the suit part.
Yeah.
Doing like a jazz thing, a jazz metal kind of thing, and you know, it has parts where it's just all like super jazzy, and he's like strolling around the stage, and he was snapping his fingers at one point. Yeah. So, seeing them perform a lot of their B-sides live, especially their earlier ones, and how well they sounded, and they do sound good on recording as well, but like just seeing that kind of makes me excited for future singles, future releases, because I'm looking at him performing like this with this jazz metal thing, and I didn't actually know about that song until I started prepping for this trip. I knew Maguro Kaitai Chainsaw, but only the lead track, the title track. So like if we get a jazz metal, like more jazz metal stuff, I'm like always down for the jazz rock, the jazz metal thing. But so outside of that, some of them were the same song again. Like it was Zesho Oka. It was that song with the dubstep in the beginning. What's it called? I actually don't know which one that is. It starts with dubstep, and then there's a breakdown with like a hard style. Is it hard style sounding, or just like, no, it's just like a really harsh house beat in the background? I forget which one it is. I'm sorry, guys. I know what it is for the live report, but so that and the Gekiyami Serenade, those were the only two new ones. I'll have to pull that up, but it'll be in the live report anyway. So, and then they ended with, and then they played Monster, which is one of the ones I'm enjoying now that now that we all have access. So, 'cause how long ago was it that they put up all their stuff on Apple Music?
It was like 2 or 3 months ago, I believe.
Yeah, that's one that I was enjoying.
My sense of time is kind of messed up sometimes, so I don't know if that's accurate, but
yeah. So Monster was a fun one. Had everyone like with their hands going like this, and that one's pretty badass. And then we got to see Senko end again and close out the show again. And
did we talk about Rotten Orange? Because Rotten Orange was pretty lit.
Yeah, I mentioned it briefly, but we can circle back to it. But yeah, that was all. I think that's all we had. Did you guys have anything else to say about the fashion show?
The Masquerade.
The Masquerade.
He keeps doing that.
It's a fashion show.
It basically is. It's a fashion show for cosplay. That thing where they cosplayers walk across the stage, that was them LARPing like it's a fashion show. Like they were fashion models. Come on, I don't know. I'm not familiar with all this weeb shit, but like that's. Well, that's what you have me for.
Yeah, that was a LARP. That was a fashion model LARP if I've ever seen one.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong because that's not inaccurate.
Yeah. So. So yeah, that's the fashion show. So you want to go back to Friday night with the Rotten Orange?
Rotten Orange, his
it hits really hard.
Yeah, his heavy, like, rough vocals on that one were kind of really good.
Yeah. So I was just very stunned by how much they sound like the recording while they're live. They sound like they're trying to beat their own recording, like their own recorded songs while they're live. Like,
I mean, more power to them if that's what they're trying to do, because they're pretty close to doing it.
Yeah. So, and yeah, I mean, and you guys know me. Like, if a band's like letting us down, I'll let you know they're letting them down. But so I was just very genuinely impressed by what I saw, like and heard. Just in general, I just couldn't have. anticipated. It's like with when LMC dropped their album last year, and I was like, oh, it's probably going to be a good album, and then it was like, whoa, like I was like, I couldn't have expected that, like, you know.
No. No, absolutely not.
Asuka says, do I have a Swedish accent to put in there? Introduce Delta to the metal.
No.
We gotta get you into rave, though. Yeah.
And also, to answer your question, who all signed, it was I left the flag for most of the day at the Fake Star booth, and people that came by and bought like merch signed it. And then after the concert, they gave it back to me, and I took it through the line. I didn't get all the way through the line, but I got most of the way through the line before they started the autographs. So a lot of people that were just like at the con, and I guess probably some new fans of ACME after the concert signed it. So
yeah, exactly. So and I signed it as well.
And Jeff signed it because I told him to, and then I looked and saw that he signed it, and I said, oh, he remembered what I told him. He's a good boy.
I'm a good boy. As far as what's left, there's just they're gonna have a Q&A tomorrow, and then they're like
the second
photo session.
The second photo session. They're gonna wear the last prize costumes tomorrow.
Yeah. So
and then they'll do the raffle for.
So we're about done, but I almost want to go and see if I can either record or transcribe like a significant number of notable parts of the Q&A, because I will tell you, I will just say this: if you are here, I you know, as experience from personal experience on earlier in the day on Friday, you want to go to that Q&A tomorrow. Like, you really want to go to that Q&A. It's going to be hysterical and fun and interesting. They're really just, I'll just say that. That's all I'm going to say. So for those reasons, I may do that. And then I have to sort out exactly how many articles are coming out of this. Because, like, I even, like, look how much I wrote for the fashion show. Like, it's almost enough for its own.
The fashion show, guys. The fashion show.
The fashion LARP.
The fashion LARP. Rhubob's translating for them, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wait.
Asuka asked if there was a translator.
He's an okay boy. Wait, JK Jeff is wearing my shirt. Yeah, fam, I bought your shirt.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. I saw that in the chat. She was like, he's an okay boy. Oh, wait, he's wearing my shirt. Okay, yeah, he's a good boy.
Oh, I can just quote in the live report. So this is going to be a crazy-ass live report.
Yeah, it's all hail Rhubob.
The Masquerade halftime show.
Got it that time.
And then probably some of the Q&A on Sunday. So, and then the interview as well. Mm. So maybe we'll do like a follow-up stream or something like that, depending on how bad we want to talk about the Q&A or see how the reaction to the interview goes. I feel like there's going to be people that are going to be very interested in what they had to say. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm very interested. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm pretty happy with the questions I asked and the answers I received, and they were very good interviewees. So
I see his head swelling as we sit here.
Yeah, swelling, you know, absolutely. I uploaded a YouTube video today. I was just sitting there as it was going up one by one by one. That's what really swells the head, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just, you know. Yeah, by the way, I did successfully make our first clips video, like a VKH live highlights. So I put that up ahead of time for ACME since it was ACME themed. So do more of that probably. I am very interested. Yeah, it's my top priority to get these out as fast as possible. So, I think focus on getting the concert live report and the interview up first, and we'll see how people respond. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's pretty much all I'm gonna have on my mind after I make it through the rest of this.
After he goes back home and dies from
My
heat.
God, it's fucking freezing here. Can we talk about that for a second?
I've been babysitting him and making sure he doesn't go outside and die.
It's so...
Because, like, even I'm not wanting to go outside. Yesterday when we woke up, the wind chill was -8, guys. Like, it's cold.
I went in the downstairs lobby last night, and it was, like, as cold as my freezer is. But in the lobby, just because they had the automatic doors opening and closing all the time. It's crazy. I'm super dry. Everything is dry.
Very dry. I'm dried out, too.
Yeah, like...
I really wish I would have brought some chapstick because my lips are killing me, seriously.
Yeah, and...
So, for future reference, if you come to Milwaukee, bring some freaking chapstick and moisturizer and shit, because it's dry.
And it's really easy to get dehydrated. Like...
Yeah, I'm really trying to manage that, so...
Yeah, This has been quite the experience.
Man from Florida freezes at convention.
Yeah, basically.
Florida man freezes at convention.
Yeah, that's basically what
Florida
I tweeted. Yeah. With his meat cooler.
With his meat cooler.
Well, I bet if I put my meat outside, it would be frozen.
I have introduced this concept because we do put that... Sometimes we put our drinks outside to keep them cool, okay?
I did not know this Midwest sorcery that you can...
It's called porch pop.
Yeah.
Porch pop.
See, our thing is...
No, seriously, look it up. It's a thing.
Yeah, our thing is just we have solar activated everything down in Florida. We have solar
have enough sun.
We have solar activated everything but solar panels. We have like a distinct lack of those, but there's all kinds of widgets. It's like solar activated. I have solar activated air fresheners, like they're activated charcoal or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's not a sponsorship.
He just felt like pointing.
I just
out.
felt like oversharing.
He's at that point now. He's just gonna start telling you stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have to talk about. It's so ridiculously cold.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
I'm really.
We're
glad.
sitting next to that window.
This window here is.
It is emanating a cold aura off of it.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. It is covered in snow, and as someone who hadn't seen snow in like 12 years, I like. It was very surreal.
I laughed at him at the airport, but then we got over here, and the freaking snow is like this big, like where they plowed it off and piled it up. It's like this tall, so like.
Yeah, so I know it's kind of tradition for a lot of people to do sightseeing stuff at the end after cons are over.
Don't do that here in February.
I don't think that's gonna happen for most people. Like it's pretty crazy.
Thankfully, though, the main hotels are attached to the convention center with sky bridges, so we don't have to go outside.
Yeah, that was the biggest. That was like, I was like, thank God there's a sky bridge. The sky bridge is freezing though.
I would have lived, but I don't think they would have lived.
Yeah.
Even though I brought an extra coat, I only had one, so somebody was gonna die. I don't know who it was gonna be.
Yeah. So, but I made it through so far, and
I'm just kind of glad it didn't happen. Like, I don't know if that was like, what, 2 weeks ago when it was really, really super cold, like -50 and shit in Minnesota. I wouldn't have lived through that one.
Yeah, this is just. I take back what I said. I even said it here before I left the airport. I was like, I feel like if I went through like the hard times of just dealing with the cold, I might in the long run succeed better in a cold environment.
Oh yes, I recall this. Now he's like,
unless I'm just like deep in the belly of the beast and I can't see the light anymore and I have no hope left. Like there's no way I could do this. So yeah, I take it back. You guys are made of tougher stuff up there in the snow than I am. So hasn't seen snow in 12 years as I look out my window at my frozen house. Oh, that's rough, Lauren. Curtain up the windows because the cold.
It'll help a little bit, but
it's kind of negligible here. Asuka. I think I saw Asuka earlier in the chat pointed out it's like the TSA won't let you take water, but a giant bag of meat's totally cool.
Meat bombs are fine, just not real ones.
Yeah, well, yeah, basically. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but yeah.
It's a source of mystery for many people because I've definitely heard that question asked at least 3 times this weekend.
Yeah. So next up immediately, I think the only thing I think that's about all we had to talk about. But next up immediately, we have for those of you that are interested on the more electronic side or metal step side, there's a rave tonight with Heavy Grinder will be there, and Marie Vaunt, who is one part of Heavy Grinder, played at a anime nightclub thing going on.
Yeah, they did something weird.
They had a
last night.
They had an anime. They had a anime themed nightclub or nightclub themed anime party.
Basically, they had a mini rave in the nightclub. That's
no, it wasn't a rave. It was specifically like a one more time gonna celebrate, like that kind of stuff.
I didn't
like
go
Miami.
I wasn't fighting it.
Like Miami stuff, but like. So swap out the people, like swap out the rich dudes and gorgeous like chicks with anime convention people in cosplay outfits. It's like, I mean, I didn't have to wait an hour and a half and pay $100 to get inside, so there's that. But I was there. I caught the last part of Marie Vaunt's show. It's pretty cool. Her music's hypnotizing live.
And then ran back here.
And then left. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm antisocial when it comes to some of these conventions. You know, I don't know why, but you know, I just
might be the weebs.
It could be.
Possibly.
Might be the furries.
Might be the furries. There's a lot of furries at this con.
It's the furries.
Probably because one of their guests is a furry, I would guess. I don't know, though.
Yeah,
I don't know how it usually is. I've never been here before.
I don't want to know, but
I don't either, really.
Yeah, so we've got the rave tonight with Heavy Grinder. So that's probably what I'm gonna do next, and then Q&A.
I'm gonna check that out too.
Yeah, so
hopefully the elevator is functioning when we get back over here because I don't want to walk up the stairs again.
Yeah. So, I think we'll call it there, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely look out for the live report and the interview. We'll get them out as soon as we're able to, as soon as we've been approved and all that. And we're going to have a bunch more cool stuff coming up each week. You know, we'll see you next week for the next episode, and then just follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and all that to kind of check out. What did you say?
Buy more of my shirts and keychains things.
Yeah,
listen,
I
bought all I can buy. I have no more money left.
Yeah, I think we're all pobrecitos now. But yeah, that's about it for now. So thank you very much, Delta. Thank you very much, Lady Bandicoot, for coming on the stream.
Lurking on the stream.
For lurking on the stream. That's okay. We're a lurker-friendly live show. These guys know it.
You don't have to all be here and loud like me. You can sit there and just watch, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, well, yeah, these guys know it. We've got some people in the chat, but then we have the lurkers.
Yeah.
Shout out to one of those. I won't call her a lurker, but a VKH live viewer came up, introduced herself to me. So.
He has confirmation that real people watch his stream.
Yeah, they're not bots. I guess. Yeah, I guess.
I remember you saying that to me last time.
Oh yeah, just like seeing viewers in person, like was nice. And it's like, oh, people actually watch the stream. It's not like my mom and dad feel really bad for me.
My mom and dad
and made some calls and got something. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's good. We had a lot of fun. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you later. Be good to each other. Peace out.